Hi, I'm Kirstin Lamb. I'm the Senior PR and Rights Manager at Barrington Stoke. Barrington Stoke is a company that produces books for children who are struggling with their reading, and we make books that are called dyslexia friendly, so they're specifically for children who have dyslexia. Part of my job is working in rights, and what that means is that I have the job of selling our books into other languages and other territories. What we're doing is exploiting something called the subsidiary rights. It's a really important aspect to publishing house because you're responsible for generating extra income for the company other than just selling the books. What you try to do is target lots and lots of different international companies around the world who might also be interested in these amazing stories that you're publishing. But it's not just languages, there's also things like TV and film and merchandise, audio rights, and even things like extracts that are used in textbooks. So in your classroom, when you're looking at a textbook and there's a section that is asking you to kind of do some analysis of, every single time that's published, that publisher had to get permission from a company like me to use that text. Working in rights is so much fun. It's very busy and very fast-paced, but one of the best perks of the job is you get to travel. There are these things called book fairs, which take place all across the year in lots of different parts of the globe, and they last for a few days, maybe a week, and publishers from every country in the world will all come together and have meetings to figure out how they might be able to work together. The biggest ones are London Book Fair, Frankfurt Book Fair, one in Shanghai, and Bologna, which is solely a children's book fair. So that's the one I go to the most, and it is the best one, but I am biased. In these book fairs, you will have very, very short meetings of 30 minutes. So you've got to pack as many meetings in as you possibly can to kind of pitch all of your books and see if anyone is interested in working with you on those books. My absolute favourite part of working in rights is when the books come in. I have a few examples. So we published a picture book called My Name Is Not Refugee by Kate Milner a couple of years ago, and I managed to sell it into a lot of different languages. And as you can see, this is French, this is Italian, and this is Korean, which I think is a beautiful language. So that's really fun, seeing all the different editions coming in, but what's even nicer is when publishers decide they want to do their own thing and go with a different look or a different feel to a book. So we published a book called Senseless by Steve Cole, and the Swedish publisher decided to give it a very different look. Similarly, we published a series with Chris Bradford, and it's kind of very dystopian, kind of futuristic look, and the German publisher decided to kind of put it into this different format. But my absolute favourite one that has come in recently is the Japanese version of a book we did called The White Fox by Jackie Morris. She also did these beautiful colour illustrations throughout, which I'm just in love with. And the Japanese publisher created something that I also think is just a beautiful piece of art. With Japanese books, they read from the back to the front, and they also created their own artwork, similar to Jackie's, but in a different way. And there's just something about looking at these pages that is just so magical. If someone was interested in working in rights in publishing, I would recommend that you work on your communication skills. You have to be a really, really good communicator in person and on email. You're talking to people for months, maybe even years before you actually work together. So building up contacts and networking is a really, really good idea. You have to be a very good people person. Having another language working in rights is a good idea and it's very valuable, but you don't have to. So don't worry too much about if language skills are not your thing. You do have to work a lot with contracts. So again, you don't need to have a law degree to do that, but you do have to have a really good eye for detail and to be able to have the patience to go back and forth with negotiation quite a lot. And I would also say that you should be a good salesperson. So you need to be able to know your product really well and be able to sell it without being too pushy. We have a thing in publishing called the elevator pitch, which is how you would sell a book in kind of 2 sentences or less. So working on your elevator pitch for each book is a really good way of doing it. And you can do this with anything, any product that you're working on, even when you're in school. You can think about your projects that you're working on and how you would convince someone that they really had to pay attention to what you're doing. So working on that, knowing how to talk to people, being friendly and approachable, and also, you know, building up contacts and being friendly is really good too.